Hey everybody, I am so excited. We are back with a party. The Europe winter themed party is what's going on tonight. So welcome. We've got Raw Chef Yin, we've got Kiko, we've got Chantel, and we've got Lila. Hi guys.
Hello. Hi everyone.
Hello.
So the theme for this party, so we are all high raw or raw vegans, and we love raw foods. And the theme tonight is winter foods, because essentially most of the world is going into winter. So I am going to bring Chef Yin up first to share what she has made for tonight. Welcome, Yin.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, thanks, guys. So this is interesting because I live in Malaysia and we don't actually have 4 seasons over here. So it's either sunny or rainy. And the past 2 days has been rainy. So when you say winter foods, I was like, what should I make? And then I checked out because the plant-based bundle is coming out. So I checked out plant-based bundle. I noticed like Chef AJ, she has a Thanksgiving ebook, and it has a caramel nut tart in it. And I was like, and that's raw. So I thought like, oh, okay, let me try and make it. So yeah, I made it. I haven't eaten it yet, and I told my partner asked that he can come on live to eat it.
Wow.
So he's very excited. So yeah. So the crust is made from almond meal, and there's bitter dates, and there's some vanilla powder, and then there's a filling. So the filling is cashews, date paste, and vanilla powder. But it's a very easy recipe, but it's a bit high on nuts. And then the toppings is basically chopped walnuts. She put some date syrup, but I don't have date syrup on top, so I put some. I had some like roselle syrup kind of thing, so I kind of put it on top so you can see some color as well. Yeah. So yeah, it's very nut heavy. So for me, it's a bit heavy. So and I made it more for my boyfriend because he likes things like that. So he was very excited. So maybe I asked him to come in and try it. Yeah. Oz, you want to come and try?
It looks so good. It looks insane.
Oh yeah, so I made a mini version as well because there was some leftover one. So I'm to try the mini one before I take picture of that one. There you go. Yeah.
Hey! You are tasting this for all of us watching.
Yes.
Okay.
He's my official test. I see your face though.
Okay, I see my face. I see my reaction.
Oh, you got it off.
I wanna savor it. Oh.
It's good.
It's good.
I'll try a little bit. I tasted it
Go
before when I
for
was
it, Ian. Get
Oh,
nuts
it's so
and
good.
all.
yeah. The vanilla powder makes such a huge difference.
I like
We've
the
had
first.
a whole conversation on this vanilla powder, haven't we? Was this with you on one of our videos? That
I think so. That was when I first started. Oh, hold on, loved it. Yeah.
Because
So,
it's different to vanilla essence, vanilla extract, and
Yes.
also not as expensive as the vanilla actual pods.
yeah, so this is like pure vanilla powder. So it's not white because if you see it's white. This is actually like,
Wow.
yeah. So it's basically just dried up vanilla. I think it's just like dried up vanilla pods ground into powder, from what I understand. Yeah, so there's like no yeah, it's just pure vanilla bean, So there's no alcohol, there's no additives, there's no there's no
There's nothing else.
preservatives or anything like that. So yeah. It's very expensive, this small bottle. But I
how
think
much
it's I paid like, this is in ringgit, 144 ringgit. How much is that in US dollars?
Divided by 4.
So 144 divided by 4. My math is not good.
So divided by 4 is like 25, 20. So it's like worth $35, $37.
Yeah, for it's 50 grams or 1.764 ounces. Yeah, but you don't need to use a lot.
Yeah, I remember you saying that it's expensive, but you don't use a lot, so it lasts a long period of time.
Right, for this whole thing, I only use 1 teaspoon, you know. So you could
It
most
looks,
probably use less, but this is so good.
Hmm.
it looks good. It looks
It's
good.
great.
Yum. You enjoy that. I'm like half feeling like I could want to make that now. It looks so good. Okay, who wants to go next? Chantel, let's
Yeah,
bring you
sure.
up. You're new to
Sure.
the party.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you. So you wanted to hear about my journey into raw food now, or just the dish first?
Yeah, no, share a little bit about how you got
Yeah.
into it.
So, well, I'm a naturopathic doctor, and I focus on women's health. So I work with hormones between perimenopause and postmenopause. And I also had my own journey where I had adrenal fatigue, type 2 diabetes. Even when I was vegan, actually, I got type 2 diabetes being vegan, but I was eating a lot of junk food, vegan food, like, the stuff. Um, and I reversed it with a lot of fruit and a lot of raw vegetables. So I'm much high raw, although there is a calling in me that is telling me I should just go fully raw for a while. It's just that with winter is really, really tough. But I'm trying. And I love tofu, which makes I could do without beans, but tofu. So I'm struggling with that one. But yeah, I just find that living food gives you a very different energy, and because of changing my diet, I changed my life in many ways. So I'm extremely grateful for it. I'm adjusting things as I go, because you always have to, like, look at your body, listen to it. And for example, an extreme low fat diet, which I've been on, doesn't really work for me. I need more fats because I started having hypothalamic amenorrhea. So I'm too low in body fat. Um, but other than that, honestly, I feel great. Actually, like if I didn't not have my period and noticed, I would be like, oh, I'm feeling great. So um today, what did I make? I wanted to make a parfait with yogurt, but because it's cold, my yogurt wasn't fermenting, and I wanted to use a raw one. I was doing a cashew, so I've come up with something different, which I think is actually even better because it's in season up in Europe. So I have here, I don't know if you can see it, this little persimmon parfait.
Wow,
So
that looks amazing.
it is so good. So I'm not gonna eat it now, but this is gonna be my breakfast. Um, it is. I just blended persimmons with really really ripe persimmons, which are everywhere, and you basically can pick them off the floor this time. With cacao, just a teaspoon of cacao. You can put more if you want to make it darker and really chocolatey. I just wanted to give it a hint. Some vanilla powder. I also have some, and then pumpkin spice. Then what I did is chop the apple and I put it in, so you can see the apples are in the persimmons, and on top. And then, not to get the apple to go or to oxidize, I put orange. So I chopped the orange, I squeezed the orange over the apple as well, and then I just sprinkled some pumpkin spice, and that's all. So easy, 5 minutes.
Yum.
And I'm in my office. I'm not at home, so I don't have a kitchen here, and I've done it here. You can make this anywhere with a blender.
I
That's so
love that.
pretty.
It's pretty, right?
Yeah, it's really pretty. I'm so jealous though. You guys get like nice soft persimmons because I don't know why somehow here in Malaysia, um, we just get like very hard ones. And then I actually went to my fruit seller and say like, can I get a soft ones? Then they're like, oh no, it's supposed to be crunchy. I say no, my friends in Europe, and I always see like Chris, his persimmons are all nice and soft. And I remember when I went to Korea as well, they were like really soft. So I don't know why the persimmons over here in Malaysia are like so hard. Then they told me to leave it out, but when I leave it out, it just becomes black.
Yeah,
I don't
there
know.
are two kinds actually. I've learned as well. There
What
are
do you
the hard
mean it
ones.
becomes black? Where did I've never heard of this. It goes black like overnight?
No, not overnight, but they ask you because
Uh,
like I think like some people
Oh,
they
right.
to soften. Then they said like, you know, you may need to leave it for a week or leave it for a month or something like that. I think like who was it? A fruitarian. The he goes by fruitarian on Instagram. What's his name? The very rich guy.
Ted
Rich-
Carr?
Yes, Ted. I think he did. If I'm not mistaken, I think he did a video once where he put all his persimmons in the cupboard and then he locked it so that he wouldn't use it. And then he comes back again like after a month to unlock the cupboard and take it out to show like how nice and soft it has gone. But that's in Canada, right? Yeah. So yeah.
Wow.
So I spoke to it, and then I spoke to another lady in the supermarket. She was trying to sell me the persimmons, and I said I want the soft ones. Then she gave me one. Like that was like one single one, which was kind of soft, but it wasn't like, you know, it's not like soft like the ones that I found in Korea. So I don't know. Yeah, have you guys had that experience as well? Yeah.
Yeah, there are two kinds of persimmons actually, and here in Portugal they divide them by name. We call them all persimmons in English, but here in Portugal, for example, they call the one I use, the soft ones, Diospiros, and then they call the hard ones that are like apples, like, you know, you crunchy. They call them kaki. So
Right.
they are the same fruit family, but they're two different fruits.
Right. So maybe I can't get the soft ones here. I don't know. I've asked a few fruit sellers, and then yeah, my regular fruit seller, he's like, oh, I've never heard of the soft ones. I said they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that I saw in the fruit store like today, it's kaki. So
Yeah. It's
so,
kaki. Yeah. So it's
yeah,
the hard one.
yeah, that
So-
solves the mystery. Thank you.
Yeah.
I get the soft ones, but whether they, like Ted, whether they get to being soft or not is another story. Because if they sit there and I'm looking at them, like I just want to eat it. It's like, so, but they do go soft and squishy. So I usually get them like, and I actually don't like them as soft. I sometimes prefer them a little bit firmer, not crunchy, but like I know they can go really gooey. So yeah. Welcome, Wendy.
Hello.
How are you guys?
Well, we were just getting up, so thank you for your patience.
You're very welcome. So what about you, Lila? Do you want me to, I'll bring you up. You can show me what you bought.
Yeah, sure. Well, we have this traditional Christmas porridge, which is made from rice. I'm not sure if other countries have it. Sweden does, but I don't know about the others. Rice porridge is served in Christmas, and it's warm. It's just like rice cooked really soft, like 1 hour with milk, and then you serve it with maybe vanilla and sugar. So it's a sweet thing. And I made a raw vegan version of it. So
So nice.
I made a spiral with the cinnamon now to make it look pretty, but I actually sprouted buckwheat and I blended it with almond paste. Like I soaked almonds and I made a creamy paste, like really thick, with almonds. And those two ingredients together made this porridge. But I seasoned it with vanilla as well, vanilla bean powder, and maple syrup to sweeten it up a bit more. Maple syrup because dates would have made it brown, so I used maple syrup. So this is it. And actually the tradition is that you make a whole pot of this and everyone takes a portion, and there is 1 almond in the pot. So one of the people gets an almond in their porridge, and whoever gets it, whoever finds the almond wins something. It's like the Christmas lucky one.
I love that. Did you put one random almond in there?
No, I didn't, because I would have got it, so I didn't put it.
It's not fine. We know you would have got it. Oh, it looks so good though.
Yeah,
Let me
it's
bring
really
you-
nice.
Oh, hang on, I just pulled you down. Hang on, let me show the. Let me show. Wow, that really has the consistency, right?
Yeah, you can make it even thicker. Now, I think I made it a bit too runny, but it's anyways good.
It looks amazing. It looks
Thank you.
amazing. Okay, Kiko, you're up.
Okay, hi everyone. So I just came back from my cafe, so I'm just gonna show what I prepared and left over from my cafe, and I will be preparing something else while you guys talk. So this is regular at my cafe, and this to me is a winter food. So this is the dehydrated banana with dates and walnuts, crushed walnuts and pecans. And then I have maca powder and cinnamon powder. And was it on Raw Party? I don't remember if it was Europe Party. We were talking about maca powder, like what's the best way to use maca powder. For me, I found the best way to use the maca powder was cinnamon roll, because when I add maca powder in something else, I don't like the taste. But when I add it on my cinnamon roll, it tastes really good, or it doesn't bother me. So I like adding on my cinnamon roll, and this is a blissful, again, with the dates and crushed walnuts with some cinnamon or cardamom powder. And to me, this is winter food because this is very dense, and I don't eat it every day. I don't crave for it during summertime. When it's hot, like I don't really crave for things like this. But when it's winter, I like having it. So that's that. And you can get it in my cafe. And this is a salad. So biryani, this biryani raw vegan version, which is in my Namado book. And I just love this recipe. It's basically with cauliflower, carrots, raisins, and garam masala, all the spices in it. And turnip is in season, so I added turnips. You can substitute cauliflower with cabbage as well, but it's super good. So that's that. And then I wanted to show you also, you guys know what this is.
A mandarin.
Is that yuzu?
Yeah, it's yuzu.
What is a yuzu?
Right.
Yuzu is citrus fruits during this time, and it has a very particular smell. Oh, it smells really good. Sky, you don't know yuzu?
Never
my
heard of
God.
it.
Because I love Japanese food, so I always see people talk about it and write about it. We can't get it here in Malaysia, but I mean, there's like yuzu drinks and yuzu desserts over here. But I think I don't know whether I had it in when I was in Japan, but I did buy a miso, which was like a yuzu miso.
Yuzu miso, yeah.
That was so good.
Yeah, you know, Sky, I think if you go to like an organic shop, you probably can find it. So they might mix it in so many things. Like there's yuzu, salt, yuzu miso.
I've heard of like when you say it like in a package type way, like yuzu miso or yuzu something, it sounds familiar in that way. But in the sense of like seeing a yuzu,
You
never
don't find
heard.
it in your farmer's market? I think in
No,
Sydney. Oh, okay. Well, you're gonna have to come and find it here.
I will.
This is so I love this. So in the morning I like drinking water, and I just peel. The most important part of this yuzu is not the juice, but the peel. So this is organic. So I just peel a little bit and just put it in a water, and it just infused with a really intense citrus aroma. And this is how I drink water during winter time. So that's my winter food as well.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, so yuzu, that's really, really good. I mean, we do it with so many things, you know, you can do desserts or, but I like it simple. So I just scrape the skin, put it in water and infuse it. And when at my cafe as well, that's what I do. When I serve water, I just take the skin, cut it and put it in water, and it's very powerful. It's very strong. And also, I forgot which day it was. When it gets really cold, Japanese people, you know, we have abundance of yuzu like all over in the countryside. So what they would do is they would put like 5 to 10 yuzu like this in the bathtub, and we just bathe, and that's the way to warm up our body. So
Like a communal bathtub or at home?
both. So
Wow.
you could go to communal bath, and then they would have a special day. Might be 7th January. I might be wrong, but yeah, you can experience it in a communal bath. Or usually, like my mom, she used to do it once a year. She put a lot of yuzu, and it just warm up our body from the center. So
Wow.
uh,
So interesting. I will have to have a look at this. And so do you just eat it or you only splice it into your water? It's too potent.
it's more like a spice.
Okay. Good to know. So I won't go like
I
eating
know.
into it.
I mean,
Okay.
it's very pleasant as a smell. And then also another winter food. Do you know what this is?
You usually bring it, remind me, I've seen it before. Isn't it a kaki?
Yeah,
Do you
it
have
is.
it, right? Yeah, like it's a persimmon.
Yeah, it's a persimmon.
Oh.
And this is from last year. So, you know, you guys were talking about, basically there are 2 different kind of kaki. One that you cannot eat it. You have to wait until it's really soft. Otherwise, it's very, how do you call it? It's very, there's a lot of tannin. It just makes it very, very strange in your mouth. So I peel the skin, I hang it outside, and then I let it dry in the air for
Do animals eat it? Just while you've been interrupted there, do animals eat it when you hang these things outside to dry?
yes. The birds would come and eat. So I have to be very careful. If I leave it out, you know, without attending, they would come and eat. Last year there are some birds came too, but this one wasn't attacked. So basically, this white thing is just sugar, like pure sugar from kaki, the persimmon.
Right.
And again, you know, it's completely dry, so this is like a emergency food for me. Like if I go hiking or if I need to eat it, I just soak it in water and I can eat it. Like raw kaki. So that's it.
Always learn so much off these. Like so many each culture has different ways of doing food, right?
Yeah, and I have one more dish that I want to prepare, but yeah, when I'll let you know when I'm ready.
Okay, Wendy, you're up. Let me just take you off. There we go. Welcome. Oh, where's that? There it is. There's the button. Can't unmute because they chose to mute themselves.
Hey, good morning or evening for you, Sky.
It is good evening. Good morning to the boat.
It's still dark here, so.
Oh, well, thank you for coming, guys.
And yeah, so I'm gonna have some winter foods here for us. Actually, so we're having breakfast today with these, and I was funny that you just had Kiko say, "Oh, it's a Mandarin, right?" So we're having Satsuma. So yeah, my suppliers now, you know, talking to me, not like, Wendy, do you want some mandarins, if he has satsuma. So he says, no, do you want mandarins or satsuma? I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to upgrade my knowledge of these things. So I don't know, Kiko, I want to ask you, because he said they're a special Japanese Mandarin, or
Bless
they're
you.
not at all. So they're actually a little bit more like sour, but yeah, that's not a good argument to sell them, because I didn't buy them the other day, and then this time I did, and actually they're so delicious. So
So that's from Kagoshima, which is the south. Satsuma is the south of Japan, all the way like very close to Okinawa. So that's interesting that it travels all the way to Holland.
It magically made its way to Wendy.
I don't think they're flown in from Japan. Actually, they just come from Spain, but it's apparently the variety,
Oh, nice. Interesting.
and it's made like different from how mandarins are made, like cross pollination and things like that. So I looked it up because I was curious. So yeah, I recommend them. This one likes them here. And so actually, what we're surviving on right now is these kind of things. I did have one beautiful kaki left, super jelly, because if they're jelly, they're actually hydrating you. And if they're still like hard, even though they're super juicy and sweet, they're super astringent. So they're so astringent actually that they just taste sweet, right? But they pull. So they sort of cleansing you. That means that they pull the liquid also out of the cells, but also like all the bad things that need to come out. So that's a good food for winter to, besides citrus, which is also quite pulling. But you do need to balance it with other foods and liquid that have a mineral balance and actually hydrate the cells. So that's why we also have eaten a lot of cucumber, because that is like beautiful opposite for your salad to hydrate. And we're having salad. Well, right now I don't have salad anymore because it's 9 in the morning. And so I'm starting my winter food with some minerals here. And this is actually, I was drinking it right here because I juice it with, or I mix it with orange juice. So in here, this is my juice, is beetroots, carrots, and grapes. So yes, we still have a lot of grapes coming in from Spain and Italy, and yeah, that's really, really amazing right now. It's got lime inside and just one celery stick. And so what I do is, because these grapes are also super strong and pulling as well, so this is like amazing if you want to do a cleanse. But I don't recommend just drinking the juice like straight up like that all the day, because it's way too strong. You will need to add some balance, some liquid. I would really recommend that. So I add water to it and just a little bit of orange, because I made this yesterday, and then I add some orange in the morning just to balance it out a little bit, to also have some fibers in it, because this is from the slow juicer, from the Angel juicer. It doesn't have, as you can see, the fibers are all on the bottom. They're very fine. And the grapes had seeds in them, so that's also seed pulp at the bottom. And so, I have this fresh orange juice here. And then I'm eating it with the mandarins after. And this little kid here is stealing our snack. because she's spooning out. Show it.
Go, Elena.
My date paste that I also
Oh,
prepared.
wow.
So this is date paste with cinnamon. And let's see. Let's show it, Elena. And then we're going to combine this, and we're having so many organic bananas coming in here. Oh, here. Here. We have so many so many good priced organic bananas coming in. It's crazy. So because of that, I feel very lucky, and I'm making a whole bunch of these.
Oh, wow. You're going to make like cinnamon rolls, right?
Yes. And I was thinking, I always do a variety because otherwise, we always have the same thing. So usually I really like to mix it with black currants. But yeah, I was thinking to do something else to that this time. So I just heard that the last batch of Dutch strawberries from the glasshouse, the greenhouse, were harvested. So I think I'm gonna get some of those, and then I'll mix that. So I make kind of jam with that, with the date, and then I put that on. So yeah, so that will be doing, because I like cinnamon rolls. I had a view of the first cinnamon roll recently, like the original one, like with dough and like all the things we don't eat anymore. And I was like, oh, it's supposed to do it like that. And we have a Dutch thing called koffiebroodje, so coffee bread.
Yeah.
That is looking exactly the same, but then instead of cinnamon, there are raisins inside, and sometimes sort of milk cream or egg cream in the middle, or some with sugar in it. And that's like a very Dutch bread. So I was like, oh, so it's like coffee bread, but then without that raisins and the cream, but with cinnamon.
So that's what you're doing.
So yeah, so I was trying to make this coffee bread.
I'm sure you'll be able to do it.
Yeah, I'm thinking how to do that. Yeah, but these are quite dry. They're quite dry, so I won't be able to put a lot of soft inside. So I will have to have the date paste that we have now is really strong too, so that will roll better.
Banana chips, right?
Yes, they're more like they're still bendable. But I always have to make a choice in the evening, like how long am I gonna go turn it on for if I go to sleep now?
Yeah. I feel like I've got like this intuition. I feel like the longer you do this, I just wake up and I walk into the kitchen, pull it out or turn it off. Though I do, obviously, I can set a timer, but sometimes I just wake up and I'm like, time to turn it off. I've been doing it so long now.
Yeah. So I just like how for people at home, like I just put some
Vegemite.
Yeah, and there's already cinnamon inside, and then you just roll it up like that. And then I always do one. I make these little ones. I mean, at the festival, my chef, she made like a plate per person. Like this whole tray would be for one person.
What?
And she would like make like this big, and people would go like, yes, there are two per person. I was like, oh my God, we're having cookies for lunch today. I mean,
that's what a party's for, right?
But I think for a dehydrated food that costs like it's a lot of time to make, and it's not really hydrating. I prefer to make small ones, so then you have throughout your day or your even a couple of days or a week, you can enjoy your snack and multiple times. It's like you have your treat multiple times. It's like the emotional.
Spread it out, hey.
So yeah, I'll do this amazing juice, and then if there is some date paste left, I don't think so. See, I cannot get my bowl back.
Over there, just eating it straight up.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not too much. It was just, I think it's about 2 big modules in there. It's just for this tray to make this morning, because I just realized yesterday evening, like, oh, tomorrow we're gonna have the thing. I thought it was next week, on my
I
phone.
know. I'm like, it got a bit confusing, but here we are, right?
Yeah. So I was like, oh, that's good. I'll make some date paste then. I'll have some with my bananas in the morning, and yeah, that's good. And the other day, like yesterday, I made this pumpkin. This is the half. I made a pumpkin and a half. They stay very long. They are Italian. I don't remember the names. They're Italian little pumpkins like this. They come organic. This peel is really tough, and I think that's why they are organic everywhere, because they're just so easy to grow. So you have to cut that off. Goes super easy, and you have to scrape it out completely. And all I did was blend it with red bell pepper, red cherry tomatoes, onion, 2 celery sticks. Yeah, that's it, I think. Yeah, and then the other day I made a broth. So that's warm veggies, or warm, how do you call that? Yeah, so you put in the water, you put things like thyme, rosemary, moggy, I don't know what is laurier called in English. So all the herbs that traditionally go in a hot broth, and maybe some else that you like, you put in the water and you let that simmer. And then it's like, people would say, oh, it's tea. Yeah, no, it's broth, because once it's finished, I actually add it to my soup. But I do make the broth at another moment. So I made the broth in the morning, and then in the evening I was like, okay, I'm gonna use the pumpkins. So by the time I put it together, it's not hot anymore. And I use the blender over there, and I just feel with my hand that it's just a little bit warmer than super cold, especially when it comes out of the fridge, because otherwise you're having freezing like 5 degrees soup. That's too cold.
Ice cubes, soup ice cubes.
Yeah, that's too cold for our winter. Like here it's 5 degrees outside also, or this morning -2. So that's a little bit too fresh. And for the boys here that wanted real soup, I did add Celtic sea salt, and they did put it on the stove to make it warm a bit. So, so that if you also living with people in a house that want to eat something else than you, then they can even use it. And I was like, don't cook it to death, I made it raw. And they go, oh no, just warming it up. But you know how it is, like some men are really good in the kitchen and other people not so good. So yeah.
Well,
But
that looks
it's a
good.
good way. And if you wonder what this is my leftover. This is the top of the kale. It was gigantic, and I drank the rest in a juice like the other one. So for everybody in Australia or in the USA, this is how kale looks like. It doesn't come in separate branches. It has it's a real, like a palm tree. It looks like a palm
Didn't you
tree.
show us you grow kale, right?
Yeah, it's super easy. You
showed us
do
last
nothing.
time. Yeah. I
Yeah,
remember.
you don't have to do anything. It just grows and it gets gigantic, and you can take off branches that you want to use, and it just continues growing from the top. So, yeah. I think it's amazing fruit. So I shared you not only what we're having right now, but some other things that we did in the last few days. And other than that, it's just citrus, banana, and kaki persimmons. So yeah, that's what we're having.
That
Yeah.
all sounds good. Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Okay, let me pull this down. There we are. Okay, my turn. Now, I made mine and I have it here, but because I finished filming it, I wanted to make a reel before I got onto the party out of it. So I filmed. Let me show you what I made. Well, that there. I'll talk you through it in a second. So it's pasta zucchini noodles. Was that the? Oh, play again. Here we go. There we go. So let me show you the first part to making this, but it's a sauteed garlic, like creamy sauce, and on top is sauteed onions, sun-dried tomatoes, and you put salt and pepper and you just mix it all together, which I have here, which I can show you in a minute, but I kind of destroyed it once I made the reel. But I wanted to show you, so I have found omega-3s really, really help me with my health. And what I did with this is just drizzle a little bit of the oil over the onions and garlic, put it into the dehydrator, and then it just softened it all. And then for this pasta, so with this pasta, all I did is put into a blender macadamia nuts, hemp seeds, some of the garlic that went into the dehydrator for a few hours, and a squeeze of lemon, a bit of salt and pepper, blended it all up, and then just put it through the zucchini noodles. And that's what I got. And here, yeah. I made it on live as well if anybody wants to see the actual recipe. It should be the video before this. So
absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm trying to get it off the screen now. Keeps maximizing, minimize, remove. There we go. There we go. And so like I have, like I can come on the screen for a second. You can't really see it anymore. But like I have, the whole idea is that you stir the sun-dried tomatoes and the onions and the garlic. Oh, you can't even see all through. And then you throw it on your computer. It's like a big chunk, but yeah, it's really good. It's amazing. And if you don't want to use oil, you can just dry it with a bit of water, or just dry it by itself. It's just that the texture with a bit of moisture will be a bit different. And it is really good. It is really good. So, yeah. Oh, there's some comments there. No, this is
Sky, you should open a restaurant.
Yeah, I like eating too much. I'd get moody watching everybody like I had to give my food to. Like, Kiko, how do you manage it? You eat with them, right?
Sorry?
You eat with them, right?
No. I mean, when I'm at my cafe, I'm actually not hungry. Like I get so filled with, good vibes there.
Oh.
So anyway, I made the last dish. Can I show you again? So Lila, so Sky, if you can bring me up, I'm gonna show you another plate that I made.
Yeah.
Cooking. So Lila, you know Evelina, right?
Yes.
So she's
I
the one
do.
who showed this to me last year. I think this was last year when she was in Japan. So
Yeah.
So it's a porridge.
Oh, is it my porridge?
It might be. Okay. I don't No. I think she mentioned about like you guys made a book together or something like that.
Yeah. Yes.
so-
Although we didn't publish it ever.
Oh my god, you should. I mean, the recipe.
I know.
This is so good. Okay, so banana. I mashed banana.
Yes.
I cut the apple in small pieces, and then I also actually grated the apple.
Mm.
And then I added cinnamon powder. I also added 4 spices. I don't know if she added Evelyn. It's been a long time, so I forgot what exact recipe was. So I added 2, those spices, and then I also added raisins. I had Iranian green raisins, so you can't really see. And then I also added the raw granola that I made myself. So, and and then she also added dates. So I added some dates as well. You chop the dates and make it into chunk. And when I saw it, it was like, wow, this is too simple, and I didn't expect it to be so good, but it was really, really good. And then I wanted to make it myself, so I just made it very simple. I think I didn't grate the apple, I just diced it. And I think I skipped certain steps, and then the result was completely different. I mean, it was okay, but it was not amazing like this one. So Lida, is that close to your recipe?
Yes.
that you mentioned?
Yeah, it's really common. It's our banana porridge. Yes. So it's mashed bananas and grated apples, and you season it with something. I put dried mulberries in it to have some crunch in there. But yeah, raisins or any bits of something, it works.
Lida's recipe, you could never go wrong. So good, so simple, but I really enjoy it. Again, this is like a winter. Like I wouldn't crave this during summertime here in Japan.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So thanks, Lida. And thanks for the recipe. Sky, you're off. You're muted.
Sorry. Okay. I'm really interested because this time of the year, every year, I get flooded with, I can't do raw because it's winter. How do I do raw in winter? What is the tricks for doing winter? What are winter raw vegan recipes? Before I pass it on, I will say I am in Australia. I'm not somewhere extremely cold, but I do notice I like denser foods when it comes to my winters. And what I usually do is marinate some veggies and top my salad, or I do soups in the Vitamix and slightly warm them, like with pumpkin or sweet potato or tomatoes. And I also do more recipes. I don't do as many. I'll do a recipe, even I lightly use the dehydrator today, but I will do breads or wraps or pizzas. So that's like but I'm not an expert. Does anyone want to share their tips for doing?
I can share my tips.
Go for it.
Kiko was saying something, but we couldn't hear.
Yeah. I just added cayenne. I like adding cayenne pepper, especially during the summertime. I mean, winter time. So I just added cayenne pepper. Yeah.
Yeah, chili works. Well, I get asked this question a lot because in Finland we get really cold, like -30 every winter. So I always explain them that the optimal diet doesn't change with the temperature outside, but we have to change the temperature of the food if we need something warmer. We shouldn't eat nice cream in winter, for instance. And if we have a cold smoothie for some reason, it gets a bit, it stays a bit cold, we can drink it underneath a blanket or something to keep ourselves warm. But anyway, in Finland, the houses are warm inside. It's not cold where I eat. So I don't eat outside when it's winter, and that helps a lot.
You go to sauna in Finland. That's the best.
Yeah, the only way I can have ice cream in winter is in the sauna. So
You know, when I went to Finland, my friend's house had a sauna,
yes,
and I was so impressed. Like, wow, you have a sauna at home? Like, that's like a luxury for Japanese.
ah,
And then my friend said, no, it's actually not. I mean, pretty much every Finland
yes,
house has it, just like,
yeah,
bathtub. So I was so
yeah,
inspired, and so I have my sauna in my house now.
yeah.
It
So
helps.
nice.
Yeah, it helps so much during winter time. But even not, like, I mean, not everyone has the space for it. But I like doing burpees. So I just jump and do a lot
Yeah,
of exercise. I get
yes. Exercising is important. And also, if it's really cold, if the climate is cold, you should eat more, like eat more calories in winter, because your body needs more calories to warm it up. So that's also true.
Yeah, I have had clients who love ice cream so much, and they're in somewhere like England, that they will eat their ice cream every night in their dressing gown right by the heater. Like the
Yes.
fire. Like literally, like they just love the ice cream. The other tip that oh my God, I've got food here all over my computer, is like obviously like curries and chilies. And Jillian always said that when she lived in Canada, like warming foods. But I notice, what they would do is make like a curry and either warm the sauce in the blender when they made it, or in the dehydrator. But most of their meals they would put in. But these are also people who are more not transitioning, but it's newer. It's not like they've been doing it for 10 years, where you probably by that stage, it doesn't matter. You love what you do so much. So what about anybody else want to share their tips? Go, Wendy.
Yeah, I love to share my tips. So what I tend to feel now I'm back in the Netherlands from Spain is that when you don't have a central heating system and insulated houses like in Spain, even though it's supposed to be warm country according to Dutch people or people from Sweden or Finland, it gets colder in the house there. So like you would people walk around in their house like Lila now with a hat. They would have like a sort of semi jacket in the house because the heating system, you can turn on this little electric thing, but the air gets horrible and it doesn't feel good for you. Like it doesn't feel comfortable at all to have this warm. So I noticed that when I was there, I went outside because there was a lot of sun, even though it's cold, and we would move, and that would help a lot. And I'm definitely eating different over there than I am over here. So the diet doesn't change, the ideal diet, but what is available and what your surroundings are is so really, really like super important. Like there's no beetroot over there, and here it's just abundant. There, like kale, it's just, you cannot find it. Like you cannot find it, even though it grows there. So what I noticed that even in both countries, the dehydrator is my best friend. I just put all my dinner meals in the dehydrator. Like even just for a moment, I put the thing on 45 and I just eat my food like that. And this house is amazing. Like we got triple glazed glass. Like this house could be land. This house is like, it's still 18 degrees. Like 20 is like normal for us, right? So even like in the morning, it's still 18. Like I did nothing. So it keeps the warm really well. And then I ventilate it during the day and turn the heat up a little bit. So it's quite different. But when it was colder in the house, I needed to even like warm my fruit a bit, because it would go down to 15, or even in Spain it would go down to 10 or 9 inside. And then in the morning I would really have a problem because if I would eat my breakfast like that, you feel cold, you get shivers, you put all these layers on. And I think especially for women, and especially a woman that is starting their period, you just cannot heat, like your body is just not capable of heating so much at this moment, like hormonal. So just make sure that your food is getting to that 35 degrees at least, like, so that you don't cool yourself too much. And that's where the cayenne pepper probably comes in, huh, Kiko? That helps a bit. But also warming things like ginger and cinnamon, there's a reason that they are in winter dishes. So what I noticed, Maya, yeah, what I noticed the most for me, sorry, but I went 4 winters out of the 10 I went through juicing.
Wow.
What?
I noticed that I get dehydrated more in winter than in summer. And with the food available, like this doesn't have a lot of liquid. If you eat dried bananas, even if you have bananas, they are less in liquid than your body needs. So the percentage of water inside the fruit is lower than your body. So it's sort of dehydrating you if you don't add liquid. And yeah, I needed to get my cells hydrated, and not that. So now I add the juice to my days, and for me that just helps a lot. If I would just drink water, it doesn't work because there's no electrolytes inside. So for me, it just works to add nice juices that taste good, that look good, and it helps me to stay hydrated, and it helps me through winter.
Interesting. Do you,
Yes, for me, choosing is also really important in winter. I guess because the quality of produce is lower, I need some extra calories. I need some extra minerals and vitamins. So the juice is really crucial. And I like to even choose fast in winter. With my clients, we have a group that we choose fast together, always in winter, because I think it's a time to slow down and rest. So it's like the perfect time, actually.
wow, how
And
long do you
also-
go for?
Well, it has been like a month-long group, but most of the clients don't do the month, but I have done it. But this year, next January, we will do a 2-week choose fast.
Wow.
Do you
This is-
choose to have a lot of things like orange juice? I do notice that a lot of people in colder climates, well, they usually have more an abundance of citrus, but because the vitamin C content is going to be really important for immunity, and also there's a lower, you're not getting as much sun. Like the sun is really activating
Yes.
the immune system and vitamin D. Do you find that helps? I actually see a lot of your posts.
Yes.
You've always got orange juice around you.
Yeah, orange is what we get in winter for choosing. So, and it's awesome. It feels amazing. Yeah.
So
I
you
guess I
orange
do. I love that juicing in winter. It's just especially. I mean, I did. I did like a month of juicing winter, and one winter I went all the way from November, having a little break, a 10-day break around Christmas, and then another month after. But I did have grapes. The Netherlands has like a colony, used to be a colony of Africa. And because it used to be a colony, there are a lot of relationships still. So the food is coming from South Africa, and they just keep bringing citrus and grapes from South Africa here all the time. And they're quite affordable. Lucky. So, yeah.
Interesting. I'm the only one
Nice.
who's not juicing in here. I used to do juicing, but Yeah, I mean, I prefer to do smoothies. I only do juicing when I have like stem that's very difficult to digest in smoothies form, like carrots, like carrots base, the head part. I can eat it in salad or in smoothies, but the close to the carrot orange part, it gets very tough. So I keep it for juicing, but yeah.
To be honest, I would love to not need to juice, to be honest. Juicing helps me so much. It's unbelievable. But I did feel very natural when I went through my period of doing just fruits. And, just everything very natural. You've got no machines involved. But in saying that, is juicing when I couldn't get up from shingles, it's the only reason I got up. When I couldn't get up last week, I have to juice and then I get up. It seems that like my body gets dehydrated. And that's why I like to think of it as like in a medicinal sense, is that the body's needing more of something. It's not something for people. Because when I find I eat the whole food, you don't have to be such a intervener. Like when you can overjuice, with the juicing and cause yourself problems. Whereas with fruit, really, you get too full. You can't really overdo it. You could bring it back up. But, with juicing, it's one of those things where it's amazing. But like I like to think of it in this community as that level where it's like something medicinal for people where you're needing more minerals or vitamins and not to like overdo it.
Interesting. I might try green juicing tomorrow morning. I've got some greens.
Yes.
I feel amazing after green juice. Like any.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't feel the difference. Like with green juice.
Oh, really? You
Yeah.
might be hydrated. You might be a hydrated queen over there. You're just like walking around, you're electric, and we just need that extra. Like when I have juice, it's like me rising from the dead. But I'm missing a huge chunk of my digestive tract. So for me, it's probably going to be a long period of time. Even though it's the top, most people that I work with that have the biggest struggles are people who are missing part of their lower bowel, because when you start resecting that, you get massive electrolyte issues. So these people usually, before they find raw, will be in hospital often for like really low potassium or electrolyte emitting fluids. So juicing can really help a lot of people.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, Nico, you're doing well.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna try maybe tomorrow. Lila, how do you feel when you juice? So what's the difference how you feel, Lila, when you juice versus do green smoothies?
Well, I always, when I choose, it's an additive thing. I don't replace any meal with it, but it's just like extra minerals and extra everything. So I feel most like satisfied. I don't get cravings, for instance. So it's really helpful.
Interesting.
That's a very good mindset to have. It's not replacing a meal. It is more on top of what I already have.
Yes.
Do you guys ever juice daikon head? So daikon head is in abundance. Like we have lots of greens now. It's so cheap and good quality. Daikon head is very, very, daikon head's like
It's a radish. Yeah.
Like a radish. That's a you thing, Kiko. I've never actually thought about getting a daikon and juicing it. Has anybody else?
Yeah, that's a hardcore.
I'm thinking greens and apples and oranges, and you're like, has anyone got their daikons and juiced it? It's like having a pickle and juicing
Such
it.
yummy.
It's yummy?
I don't think so.
I mean, it's really good for you, right?
I guess.
I think, Kiko, you are so much. You have such a beautiful variety of things that are special
True.
for us. It's amazing. And like you said before, you seem to be very well balanced with your electrolytes, that maybe you don't need to think about juicing daikon.
the thing is that I don't want to go waste because daikon heads are great, but the only way I would consume is, I marinate it like a pickles. I marinate it with seaweed and salt, and I mix it in my salad, sort of like creating dressing. But that's the only way I think I would, to consume it. But I would.
It's so interesting. Out of all the cultures, that when people talk about raw foods, it's not really as simple. It's more simple even when I guess when I talk to people like Lila and Wendy, and when they talk about the food that they eat. But when you or someone like Chef Yin talk about the things that you do, you really cultural aspect into your raw food diet, which I think is amazing, because I believe that the earth supplies us with what we need where we need it. Like, where you are, obviously you might need daikon juice. We find it funny because we're just like, we don't, even if I saw a daikon, I wouldn't think of juicing it. But I really enjoy hearing what you make, because really it's not similar whatsoever. And you have to remember, I'm going to be closer in culture to people like Lila and Wendy, because essentially I came from Europe. We're only just over 200-year-old culture over here. So it makes sense that there's no similarities. But really, I'm mesmerized whenever I hear.
But so do you guys eat? Do you guys eat daikon though? The radish, daikon radish. Oh, you guys don't eat daikon radish.
I have found it once in my life. It was a long white radish, right? Yeah, once.
Oh, that's it.
So,
Oh,
Yellow Summer said, thanks for teaching us to be vegan. You are very welcome. It's important to be vegan, look after ourselves and the planet and the animals.
so this is a small one, daikon, right? This is
What does
white
it taste like? What would you juice it with?
Oh, yeah, this one I would not juice ever. This I just shred it and marinate it with tahini and amino acids, like soy sauce. This one is very delicious. Like winter time, it gets really, really sweet. And when you guys find the daikon, make sure you eat this part raw. This part is the sweetest part. The top part is the sweetest part. And then the bottom part, if you want to eat the bottom part raw, eat it at least 15 minutes, because otherwise it's very bitter and very spicy, kind of like a ginger.
Hey, Kiko, do they come that small?
This is a bit too small. Usually you would find it like this.
Because where we live, they're like that. Like people.
You should start using them, Wendy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like this. But this
It's like
is
a human. It's like the size of a human.
Yeah, they get
Not
gigantic if you don't do anything. They get hollow. I mean, here, I don't eat them a lot because I find them boring.
Well, that's why Queen goes over there.
Oh my
She's got
God.
to put it in soy sauce and grate it up with her amino acids through a salad, and then she wants to juice it.
You just offended daikon, Wendy. They are so amazing. I love it. I love cutting it to angel hair pasta. It's
Okay, now you've got me. Now you've got
Yeah.
me.
And then this one is the head. I just chopped it and I'm marinating with just salt, and I would add maybe a bit of seaweed. And this is how Japanese people eat, like a typical meal with rice, miso soup, and seaweed, and bit of pickle. So I love adding this into my salad. But yeah. This is
Do you know
what I
what
eat.
daikon reminds me of? So before I went raw, and before I was even vegan, but I would always eat vegetarian sushi. I'd get the vegetarian roll at the sushi, and we get rolls. They're not cut up in Australia. I didn't know. So I didn't know that everyone doesn't get I think you call them nori rolls, maybe. We call them sushi. They're like rolls. Anyway, me and my sister would get the rolls and pull out the daikon. Like out of all the veggies in there or anything, it's like they shove this daikon in everything. It's like those pickles they put on McDonald's burgers. I know we don't eat McDonald's burgers anymore. And, you know, as a kid, you open it up if you ate McDonald's and you picked it up. That was daikon to me. And now you're trying to tell me you want a juice ball. It sounds like a juice, though. It sounds like we're taking over the world.
But was it like yellow color?
They were all colors, I think, because they were pickled. I think it was pickled daikon, which was in, like, it would be this random, and you'd eat it because it was a roll. You'd eat into it and you pull away and it just hang. And I didn't even know what it was. I just thought it was a colored Asian vegetable. Like, because to be honest and fair, is sushi took off when I was like in my late teens. Before that, it was not something, Japanese food was not ever something we ate. And all of a sudden, everywhere in shopping centers are these like rolls that you buy. And then in it was like, just like McDonald's, they stuck this vegetable in there that we just did not want.
Yeah, you know, so we call it takuan, which is the pickled daikon, and it's usually yellow. Yellow color. And do not eat that.
I didn't.
Yeah, there's so many additives. It's nowadays it's very hard to get the authentic pickle. The authentic pickle is really, really good. It's very sweet. No sugar added, but just rice fermented. So anyway, that's the way how they do it is they just hang this, you know, big daikon, because we get a lot of daikon during winter time, and we make it so we hang it, dry it.
Hang on a sec. Let me just mute Wendy for a sec. There we go.
Yeah, so we hang it, dry it, and then we mix it with rice bran and like koji, which is the rice, fermented rice, and it becomes really, really sweet. Where I have my cafe, they do their own, you know, homemade pickle, and it has nothing to do with what you have eaten. So yeah, don't eat that, you know, takuan.
Oh, we didn't.
Daikon.
My sister we'd literally buy the nori rolls, and what would be left in the pack would be the bits of rice and soy sauce that would drop out, and then those big yellow, like, not whatever they were just not doing it for me. In fact, you knew when you went to a good place because they didn't have that in it. It was like extra they shoved in there to bulk it up. I have daikon trauma, and you wanting to juice it did not go down well tonight. That's what happened. That's definitely what happened.
Yeah.
But I do admire listening to what you and Chef Yin do, because it's nothing like, you have this blessing of a culture, all these pickled things, and like.
But I think you would like this, you know, if you spiral.
I would, for sure.
Yeah, it's so good, especially with tahini or like creamy sauce. It's delicious, and it's one of the best way to do detox. It's an amazing detox vegetable. It really just cleanses, and that's how Japanese people eat. Like, when, you know, like fish is very close to Japanese, you know, traditional Japanese food. When they do like a sushi, which has lots of bacteria in it, and you know, it always comes with daikon shreds.
Yes.
It's a way to cleanse.
I saw something about all of this. I'm sure you know it all already, just about how important the fermented ginger is, and the daikon and the seaweed, and even the eating of it with the foods that they eat, which they get benefits from, because there's toxins in it, and it has to help break it down. I don't know where it came from. It came up. It was quite interesting. That what's so interesting about it is that it's like everyone's looking for the perfect gut health, and the Japanese have been doing it for so long, and not even knowing, but it just being part of their culture. Because if you already have gut issues, it can, like speaking over here with my stomach missing, it's very hard to then start putting a lot of fermented foods in when you haven't evolved with that bacteria already in your gut, whereas
Mm.
you have. Hence why you may not need to juice. Your microbiome may just be like
Mm.
living
Yeah.
its best life.
Yeah, because I work as a tour guide and interpreter for different experiences. Like I took recently, I took my client to miso brewery. So this place has been around for 400 years in the same place, and they use the same wooden barrel to ferment, and then they don't have to add anything to it. The good bacteria is all around. So yeah, it's quite interesting. This fermented world is quite deep.
I crave fermented foods, and when I was first trying to find my way at rock bottom, before I found the raw foods, I was only attracted to raw foods because my digestion. I was literally I was not in a good place. I was very sick, and I know it's not true fermented foods because it would come in like a jar and it'd be like fermented ginger, but it's partially digested, so it was probably what was helping. But the amount of histamine issues, I was already in a lot of pain, so I was just putting up with it. And then once I moved over to fresh food, I don't think I digest it as well, but I don't get histamine issues. And anytime I try and put anything back in, please know here, like I feel like a lot of my problems also not just that I'm missing organs, that there's an energy flow problem where if I get kind of like my energy gets low, like my body's already compensating for 8 missing organs, right? That's a lot to compensate for. So if I feel like the raw foods give my body electricity. But it's interesting how to this day I'm very interested and fascinated by fermented foods, even though I can't get them back in at this point.
Interesting. Yeah, Lila, do you have in I feel like in Finland,
Yeah, we do.
don't you guys have like a fermented or aged alcohol? This is not raw vegan, but my Finnish friend shared this Finnish alcohol. I think it was either fermented or aged. It was very strong.
Actually, I have no idea, even though I used to drink alcohol. But yeah, we do ferment things because we had such a long winter and nothing grows, so we needed to store food. So yeah, it's a tradition, but not as common nowadays since we have imported foods all the time. So
What fermented food do you have, Lila? Sorry, what fermented food is
like everything, but mostly cabbage, beetroots, things like this.
How do you
Roots.
ferment the beetroots?
Just in the same way as cabbage, just normal sauerkraut, you call it.
Yeah,
But yeah, with beets.
I've done it with cabbage myself here, just fresh purple cabbage. I've also done it with cauliflower and carrots, and I love the cabbage or the sauerkraut. I just can't tolerate it. But I don't think it's as simple as a gut problem for me. I just think missing that top part, it's just I've tried doing like microdosing of it, just like a tiny bit of it through the meal, and I lock up because I've had my adenoids and tonsils removed as well, so I don't have good drainage or flow many places. And I lock up, like I get under the when I've had what I would call like backup in my body is under the skull is the first thing that starts to just absolutely kill, and that's where the tonsils and adenoids are. And I think I'm blessed beyond belief to be able to get raw foods in. Because I know Lisa does a lot of like miso and prefers that over salt. I'm okay with if I go too much on the salt, I've got problems. But I electric wise do a little tiny bit, not too much. I do much better. But if you put a tiny bit of miso, once again, under the skull, the worst is apple cider vinegar. The acid and histamine. Like I will just be like, I'm like, Mom, I feel hungover. Like but I wonder also, I was never brought up on it either. Because Lila, you would have had things fermented growing up, right?
Well, I don't really remember if I did, but probably. But it was not like everyday thing in our family, I think. Sometimes, yeah.
But Sky, you do eat cabbage, right? I remember one time you were like very much into cabbage every day,
Yeah.
but
I
you
go
s-
through phases. I find the high omega-3s with the greens really helps me a lot. But gut-wise, my body will need a break from that. And that's why I usually will do 2-3 days on fruit, but I can't stay on fruit. My nerves start to burn. And then when I get the flax oil and omega-3s back in, it feels to me just like those omega-3s, which is those anti-inflammatory ways you can build the cells of the body. I just feel very protected, as if like I am, like the world is just really acidic on me. And once I get those omega-3s in, and once again, why flax oil works well is it's not optimal, definitely not optimal, but I can't get what I need out of the seeds. Like my gut will, even if I just do, which I've done for periods of time, the chia and flax, I will just start to not only just dry up, but just like get ulcers in my mouth, where once I get that omega-3 in, my brain, my body, my work, everything just runs. But then my body doesn't like oil too much because it's not natural, right? So I have to pull back. What I've learned is, and this is why I don't do what I eat in a days anymore, is I'm constantly just regulating what my body needs, like so that I stay like as well as I possibly can. And that will never look even 2 days the same anymore. It will never be, where I used to do a lot of fruits and stuff. I love that until it would literally get in the shower, any smell that came past, it was like I was being attacked. And that all stopped as I got the omega-3s and more greens in, but then my body will want fruit to give itself a rest. So I feel like I'm just in that. It's like a push and pull that seems to work for me, where I'm getting a lot of nutrition, just not in like a spread out over a day. It'll be like you said, there'll be times where I'll do cabbage and all of that, and then my gut will go, no, we just want fruit for a couple of days, and it'll all settle down, and then it'll just everything will feel like it's attacking me again, like the mast cell histamine issues.
yeah,
So,
like for example, cabbage here in Japan, we have cabbage. Cabbage and daikon is like that daikon is like a staple food in Japan, and you can find it all year round. So because Japan is very long, so northern part is Hokkaido, and then the southern part is Okinawa, and it's very different climate. So we, during the summertime, we get a vegetable from Hokkaido, the northern part, but it tastes completely different. Like cabbage during winter to spring is super sweet. It's just it just even melts. Like, so when I was living in France, Paris, I was shocked how disgusting the cabbage was. The cabbage is so there are two kinds of cabbage, right? I think Wendy mentioned about it. This kind of corn-shaped cabbage is the soft one, right? But we get like Japanese cabbage is always this shape, but it like just the season tastes, depending on the season, it tastes so different. The same thing with daikon.
Wow.
Yeah, daikon, like we say, spring vegetables are so sweet. So it's like a premium. Like we have spring carrots, spring onion, spring cabbage, and it gets like a premium.
You don't want to get that in the summer because the sun makes the cabbages very dehydrated. They become very fibrous. They're dark. I mean, they're just unchewable and it's tasting disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
And here they have a saying that you don't eat before the frost comes. So the moment you see a layer of white outside, it doesn't have to be like minus whatever. It can be just around the frost so that the leaves get this first frost. That's when everything cabbage family gets edible. I think you have the same, Leela, right?
Yes, especially kale.
So, Sky, I hear your story, and I'm thinking maybe where you live it's too warm. to actually have that, and then you never get like the good tasting vegetables like that. Like
No. So in Australia, where have I been? I've been America, I've been Hawaii, I've been Bali. Bali doesn't say much. I haven't been everywhere, but our country is so new. There's no industrialism, so our veggies are so mineral rich. Like my parents have traveled the world and they've said there's nowhere like Australian food. Like, and even to some extent, New Zealand might even be better when a lot of almost like top tier. If I was to think of when I used to eat just anything, top tier food, I was to pay extra for whether it was wine, cheese, butter, whatever it was, I would only pay extra for New Zealand. There was nowhere else in the world that could even compare. And it would be because we've never had thousands of years of sewage or people living and on this land. Our land's only 200 years old. So one thing we have is very, very, what I like to say, like rich food, as in like the food is very, very rich. So I feel in that respect, I really don't want to leave Australia ever. Veggie wise, not so much fruit wise. I guess you can go up to North Queensland and we're not all tropical, but I'd still say that somewhere like Hawaii is going to have much better. But when it comes to like that mineralness, like that, we have that, which I feel is like this mega blessing.
Like, like in France, the supposedly fruits and veggie, food in general, the quality is supposed to be better than in Japan. Like they're much more mindful of pesticides, so they're very much controlled. So and also because their land is very mineral rich, it's if you just look at the study and mineral contents of the vegetable and fruits, it's better from the one in France. But I just feel much better eating fruits and vegetables from Japan. It was just incredible. Like, I mean, I ate pretty much 100% organic in France, and I was sick in France. And
Do you think it's the microbiome as well? Like when we say someone like you, Kiko, who doesn't need to juice and can literally live off basically more saltier foods because many of them are fermented, and you look very young and youthful, whereas give me kimchi for kimchi sauerkraut for 2 days, I look like I've aged 100 years, like basically overnight. Right, but I never grew up on it, right? And not only my microbiome, but the microbiome that's passed on from my great grandmother to grandma, all the way through. And that's what they say about the Japanese. It's not even that that it's just what you're doing. A Japanese person could wake up and be like, I'm going to now eat fermented food. It's not that simple. It's that there's been generations of epigenetics changing your genetics based on the microbiome. And I'm jealous. Basically, I'm jealous of that.
But going back to the sweet, it's like a spring vegetable that I mentioned about. So the premium that the best and sweetest vegetable you can find in Japan is after the snow. So what they do is like this kind of daikon, they would keep it in the snow over the winter time, and when the snow melts, and we can still eat it. Like it's still moist, it's still very sweet, like it's very sweet and it's very crunchy. And so the vegetable that survived during the winter time stayed under the snow. It's very crispy, sweet, and soft. It's the best quality in Japan.
I just want to say hello. There's lots of comments coming up, but then there's arguments in the comments. So I've just left people to do what they're going to do in the comments. So there's lots of people saying hello. So hello, everybody. And Yellow Summer saying veganism means a moral stance against abuse of animals. I just wanted to touch on that because she keeps saying it, and I wanted to touch on that because I went vegan and I was still very, very sick. I still wasn't making good choices. Alcohol, vaping. I became an alcoholic as a vegan, in fact. If an animal came past me or a human, I wouldn't be able to help them, including not help myself. I found I became the best vegan I could by looking after myself. And that is, I am an animal. And this is my interpretation. And because I have been a vegan and a raw vegan, and not just the food, but looking after myself means that I can love other humans who are animals much more. I don't use medications which are tested on animals. All these different things I was able to change because of that. So and this all for me comes back to me being able to have the right food for my body. So if I still was just vegan, and I'm not sure where this is all coming from, but I've seen the comment come up a lot, I would be harming animals based on the fact that I'd be harming my body, which means I need to go into hospitals all the time, which means everything in there is tested on animals. So I wouldn't be the best version of myself helping this planet. So I just wanted to say that because I've seen this come up a few times. So
We're
yeah.
happy you're alive, Sky.
Yes, I'm happy to be alive here as well. I'm happy to be alive. So we're getting towards the end here. So and I like that, the 3 keys: vegetation, vibrations, and frequencies. I like that. That is very true. But on saying that is we usually get to this point where we like to talk about, I know what the theme will be for next month, guys.
Okay.
Christmas.
Oh, yay!
It's Christmas.
I kind of did a Christmas dish already.
Have you thought of one?
Oh, is
I did my rice porridge was a Christmas dish, but I can come up with something else, even
Lil,
something
I can't
better.
put it past you. You always come up with something absolutely incredible.
Oh, what do you guys eat on Christmas? Here, okay, I'll show you what we eat here in Japan. You will be surprised what we eat. So Japanese people love going to, this is not vegan, so no offense, I am vegan, KFC. So my father, the box of chicken nuggets and that's like the treat for their kids.
I heard this. Don't you guys have KFC buffet? Did I see that on something like you don't just have to order it in, or is that in China? Somewhere overseas loves KFC so much, and you're saying you love you and your daikons and your KFC. It's like it's like a different place.
It's crazy. I mean, Christmas is like we're not religious people, right? It's just eventful things. Like a Halloween, it became so popular. But Christmas here in Japan is mostly for couples. So I know. Yeah. So family event is January, and like New Year's is for like family gathering. So once a year, a lot of people work in Tokyo. So they go to their countryside once a year and gather. And so that's the family time. But Christmas is supposed to be very romantic because the marketing, they did really good, selling this idea. So they make it very romantic during Christmas time.
That's what I was thinking. That's just like the icing on the cake for everything we've heard from you today, Kiko.
So let me see. I'll have fun. Maybe I'll come up with a Japanese version of Christmas food.
So that would be interesting. That would definitely be interesting.
Yes.
Okay, Lila, what is Christmas like for you?
For me, or for a Finnish person in general?
Yeah, so let's start off first off, and then obviously, and then Kiko, you have to tell us what it's actually like for you.
Yeah, I think the Finnish Christmas is kind of like in the USA, in Finland. Similar, that you spend it with your family and you eat too many things and give presents. And the Santa Claus is from Finland, if someone didn't know. He lives in the Lapland area.
Yeah.
And Japanese people love to come to Finland to see the Santa Claus.
Yes, I know.
Lapland is full of Japanese people.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Don't be worried. Well, if you get missing daikons, you know what's been happening over there. Go missing. They're over to grab yours.
Oh, I want to say, my grandma So daikon is very rooted to Japanese culture, right? And I have a very, you can't see, I have a very sexy legs. So
You are very sexy, Kiko, that's for sure. You and your daikon and your woo.
I have a thick tie because I don't know why. Like I always have a thick tie, and I also play tennis. So like when I was in junior high, especially my grandma used to comment on my legs every single day. It's like, oh, Kiko, your legs looks just like daikon. And okay, so there are different kind of daikon. Daikon that looks kind of slender, and she would say, "Oh, you're actually Kiko. Your legs looks more like a Sakurajima daikon, which looks kind of like this. It's like chunky."
I was about to say, she calling you chunky? Thanks, man.
But I think this is my grandma. She passed when she was 100 years old, and she went through World War II, right? So someone who is fat is a compliment. Like oh, you look heavier, which is a compliment for her.
Chunky. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So it was. Yeah. I love every time she look at my legs. Oh my God, that's a good daikon legs.
It was a compliment.
You're so funny.
Yeah.
Okay. So funny. So what do you actually eat on Christmas Day, Kiko?
Oh, I don't celebrate Christmas. I try to get away. And that's why I love Kyoto. Tokyo is very much, commercial and just like lots of Christmas songs and, romantic music. But I don't like that kind of, it's just too shiny for me. That doesn't mean anything. So I just, my husband and I, we just eat the same thing, same beautiful raw vegan food. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
the same.
Okay.
I just eat my normal food.
So I did a recipe, not the first year raw. Well, I'd only been raw 3 or 4 months. 4 months when it was the first Christmas, 5 months maybe. And then the next Christmas, I was like, I'd already got onto like Instagram and I was doing like videos and and it's still on my raw website. And I make it most years. And that is, it doesn't have any seeds or nuts because this is when I was doing like, how did I dehydrate? No, I must have made it the year after because I didn't have a dehydrate. Oh, that was the first one. No, I had a dehydrated these days. This is when I was eating really, really simply. And it's just a whole lot, and the rosemary, and there's corn, and there's zucchini, and there's carrots. It's like a stuffing I make in the dehydrator, and then you crack it, and it's like bready, and there's no binders, no nothing, because I didn't do any of that then. I think there's tomato in it. It's on my website, maybe garlic, and you break it up and you put it through a salad. Now, we have mangoes in season, so I think the dressing recipe is like capsicum and mango, and like a citrus, and you mix it all together, put some avocado in there, and it tastes like, my sister had it, she's like, it tastes like stuffing. But I always make like a big salad, but no one touches it, not because it's bad, but because on Christmas Day they all eat what they want to eat. Like it's the one day where they're all eating their thing. My sister at that same year made me like, what do you want to call it, what is it where they put the like mozzarella cheese on top of tomatoes, but she made it out of avocado instead. I can't think what they're called, but she got tomatoes, cut them all open, and put pieces of avocado on top. Plus, so you have to understand it's the middle of summer. So as a kid, I didn't want to eat. I wanted to play and swim. And then as we got older, we were more salads. Yes, there was meat there, but I was never a big meat person anyway. So really, it's not huge stretch like to do fruits and salad on Christmas Day. It's almost even still too heavy because it gets so hot. Maybe I'll be juicing.
Yeah, I was thinking that like all the ingredients you mentioned, they're all summer veggies. But yeah, I keep forgetting that you're in the summertime in Christmas. And yeah, I remember like in Australia, Santa Claus comes on surfing. Is that true?
comes in a jet ski, just surfing. I don't know if that's any better. So growing up, we like near my house, I lived on the water. There's like a roped off swimming pool, and we all swum. It was like a swimming club, and Santa would come through the bay, and we have like carols by cruises. So everyone drives around with the lights on the boats, and we sing, and you get Santa on his jet ski, and so that's more of a thing. I don't know how he probably does surf, but yeah, it's like it's something that's so familiar to me, but so foreign to the rest of the world, right? Because like we have the fondest memories of Christmas, right? So we actually have our school break at Christmas, as in we had the 6 weeks off, you know, the end of our school year. We go, because I don't know what it's like in Europe, but in the US, their school breaks up mid-year, because I lived in America for a year. But in Australia, we start school in February and finish at the start of December, and we have like that 6 weeks kind of off. So it's like, but that's all I ever know. So when like it's people, like for them, it's like what, eggnog and fires and like chimney stockings. We don't have fireplaces, and also we feel the cold here. And Europeans usually come to Australia in Sydney, and they think it's colder because our homes are built for summer. So because it's so hot most of the year, but then when it turns to winter, there's no insulation. So it feels like you're living in the snow. So guys, I kind of know what it feels like, because there's just no matter how warm you try and get, it just makes you feel sick, all the heat. So you turn it off and then you freeze. But yeah, it is like very different down here.
Interesting. Also, the insulation is not good in Sydney.
Like it's made so that the homes don't get hot. Like the whole purpose of every home built is so it doesn't get too hot, because from like let's say September all the way through to May, it's hot, and then it just drops for like 3 months. I would say our winter is 3 months, but it's cold.
Right.
So our homes are built for the budget of builders. I don't know what
So
that means.
do you have a holiday in winter at all?
Yes. So if it's like a school or university, it's just the 2 weeks. It's nothing like it's just like random. So you know, you have school semesters that are broken up. We have like 4 semesters. So each time is like a week or 2 weeks off. It depends the time of the year. That's all you get. And then in America, they're all off all over when it's my birthday, which is like end of July, August, and then that starts up in September. Oh my God!
Wendy's leaving.
You are.
We're gonna go outside.
Okay, enjoy, Wendy.
Bye bye.
Like real Dutch people.
Oh, it's so cute.
So we're all dressed up now. Thank you so much for your conversation. I really enjoyed listening while we were over here.
Oh,
so thank you so much,
guys. Thanks for joining as well, Elena.
And I just want to say that what Sky has, we have exactly the same program here, but then from the other, like from May to September. So with 6 weeks and everything. So we have like, I think, Sky, what you have in Australia on your holiday and your hot and cold, like we have the same thing, but just the names of the months are reversed, like because we're on the other side, like exactly on the other side.
Yeah. So, but I think it's just so like it's really strange. Like I guess it's not so strange to Australians to know the rest of the world is in the cold, because growing up, you know, Santa, the South Pole, we watch like people overseas having like hot chocolate. So like we watch on television even before the internet as a child. But I think to most people that anyone would be in Christmas in summer is just beyond, like they can't imagine it.
Yeah, I did it. It was quite boring. I was like, oh no, I want to go back to the cold. But only from December 24 until January 2nd. All the other days around that, it's fine to be not warm. But that period, I don't know. There's something about sitting inside with your family, even though if you don't like your family very much and they want to eat different and
blame, judge, and like still there is at least there is the connection to with your family, with your old friends, with you all go from one cozy place together to the other cozy place, and you're all like sitting on the couch together because we're all inside. It kind of, yeah, it's more like a connection thing, I think. Yeah, it's quite cozy, huh? Gezellig. Special Dutch word that doesn't exist in any other language. It's gezellig. It's like cozy, but with people. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, we have that. So I want to say thank you so much for this time, and I hope next time we can do 10 again or 9:30.
I would love to see. It's too late. It's too because it's 7 p.m. So now it's like 9. It's 9 p.m. for me. Otherwise, once the seasons change again, and then we become 2 hours closer. I think 3 hours, even because there's 2 hours because the times move. We come out of it all comes back together. So I'm so sorry, guys. I wish I could, but I would be no good if I had to try and sit. I'm no
We'll
good.
come at 9. It's fine. We'll come
I
at
was
9.
even trying to do mornings for you guys, but it's still, even if I got up at 5, I think it's still something like I don't think it's still even a good time for you guys from what I was looking.
No, it's fine. Just do 9 a.m. It's like
It's really late. It's like 11 p.m. for you guys. Like if I get up at 5 a.m., it's like 11 p.m. for you guys. I was like, so this is like the only time I can do it. So
this
sorry.
is way better.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, well,
thank you so much.
We're doing Christmas. We're doing Christmas theme next month.
Okay.
Yay.
You send us the dates, yeah?
I will send us the dates, and you over there will be so organized, Kiko, and send a calendar out, which we love. And
Yes,
thank
I
you
will do
everybody for joining. I've been watching the comments, and I will see you all soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.